what do you think the CIA looks like in the future?
So Dave Petraeus comes to the House. I'm retired. I'm out 4 years or so when Dave gets nominated by President Obama. He and Holly come, and Dave is talking to every living former director, and he's very dedicated and detailed, and he's writing notes and so on. So we get all done, eating breakfast at my kitchen table, and we're leaving, and I do one of those things called the classic poolside, as you're kind of walking out, and let the ladies go forward, and hey Dave, one more. And I pulled him into my den and said, David, CIA has never looked more like OSS than it does right now. And you're familiar with the metaphor here as Office of Strategic Services, Wild Bill Donovan, China, Burma, India, into Normandy before anybody else, the real action on. Anyway, I said, Dave, we look more like OSS than we have at any time in our history. But and that's good, because America's been made safe by that migration. But you got to realize, David, we're not OSS. We are the nation's global espionage service. And so you're going to have to work hard every day, like I did and like I think Leon did, to remind yourself and the institution that you're not OSS, that you're not just this action counterterrorism arm, but you're the nation's global espionage service. And so when you talk about the future, CIA is going to have to decide, or CIA's political leadership is going to have to decide what it is you want this institution to be. Sorry, it's a long answer, but it's really important. When you're OSS, an awful lot of the stuff you call analysis is really targeting. It's the disambiguation of data, so I know it's him. And it can be either him for direct action, or him for collection, or him, don't get on the aircraft, him. But it's all about drilling down to a very, very specific, which is different than going into the president and saying, Mr. President, you got this group here in Syria called ISIS. Do you see the distinction? And the more you drill down on killing the trees, the more you may not be well situated to tell the president what's happening in the forest. And so your question's a great one, and I don't have a good answer. It's what the agency can do to perform the best service to the country. And I wouldn't say it's struggling with it, but it's not yet decided what it should be in the future. I was part of this. I migrated it. I contributed to the migration to look more and more like OSS because it made all of us safe. But all along I knew that was at the expense of something. And now that expense is coming due, and it's got to be paid.